Welcome, Scorpios. Thank you for watching and tuning in for your May horoscope. So, very busy month in terms of relationships for you. So, it starts off with the new moon on the 4th coming into your 7th house, which is the house of committed relationships. And the new moon is joining the sun and Uranus there. So this gives you the opportunity for new beginnings around committed relationships. So we're not talking about sort of casual type things that stay casual. With this energy, it could go, if you've got a casual arrangement with someone, it could actually go deeper. So that might be good news for some of you. With the sun there, that normally brings awareness and happiness and a sense of achievement or contentment. And with Uranus there, that's kind of like a bit of an unpredictable kind of element. So you might think it's going down a certain track, and then you find out that this casual thing or this committed thing goes down an entirely different track that you didn't anticipate. So it's all about new beginnings around your important relationships. So it's not just romantic. It could also be business relationships, going into partnership with somebody or working with somebody on a particular project, So that's really good. And then on the 17th, Mercury also joins the party. On the 7th. I can't even read my own writing. On the 7th, Mercury also joins the party, and on the 16th, Venus is jumping into the 7th house as well. So with Venus in the 7th house, that kind of gives the energy for a beautiful kind of harmonious feeling around the relationship. Lovely kind of smooth road, a smooth journey ahead. And with Mercury there, it means there's a lot of discussion and communication about this important relationship. Now, the first half of the month sees Mars in your 8th house. The 8th house is a bit funny. It's about shared resources, but part of that is intimacy and also sex. So you might find the first couple of weeks of May, dear Scorpios, that you're going out and, the sex drive is higher than usual, put it that way. You're going out and, you're looking for, I won't say necessarily a relationship, because the 8th house is about sex. It's not about relationship. But then you have all that other activity in your 7th house, which is about relationship. So if you put the two of them together, all this activity in the house of sex and intimacy and other people's resources, and then what's going on in the 7th house of committed relationships, that is, they are very good omens for a wonderful relationship. And with that 7th house, with that 8th house of other people's money, it could be also things like loans, mortgages. You might get an unexpected tax check coming back, a new beginning or an expansion around money coming to you from another source. Okay. Now, on the 16th of the month, Mars goes into your 9th house. And the 9th house is all about higher learning. And there's also a travel aspect to it. So it could be like going on an overseas holiday. There are definitely foreign connections there from the 16th with Mars there, and you might even just be thinking about going on a holiday. But Mars is about taking action. It's not just sitting and thinking about. Mars is actually calling you to take some action steps and to be active and actually do something, If it's not travel, it could be studying also, because this is the house of the higher mind. It's like encouraging you to learn and also encouraging you to teach, to share whatever information you have with other people. So it's great if you're online on social media, if you want to publish a publish something, public speaking, writing a blog. You know, it's very good energy. You feel motivated, like Mars is calling you to broaden your horizons in general. Okay, on the 18th, we see the full moon in your sign in the first house. Okay, the full moon is about changes, and the first house is all about you and your identity. What is very personal to you? Having the full moon there, it can bring up things out of your subconscious for healing, things that have been sitting there for a long time, and you're probably aware of some of these things, but you just sort of push it aside and haven't dealt with it. And this is an excellent time for really going within and going deep and bringing that stuff out. In the 12th house, it's like you're going in and sitting with it. This is more about getting it out into the world and you know, moving on and being happy, basically. That's the bottom line. So changes around your identity. What you could do is buy some new clothing or makeup and present a new appearance to the world in line, you know, more in line with who you authentically are rather than how other people perceive you to be. Okay. 22nd of the month sees the Sun and Mercury also going into your 8th house of shared resources. So as I was saying before, the Sun's all about awareness and happiness, contentment, and you're becoming aware of what's going on down there on this issue of shared resources, intimacy, sex, and also hidden sort of things, because the 8th house is actually ruled by Scorpio, and so you know it's like you're getting a double dose. It's really quite a strong sort of energy. So hidden things will become light, okay, and come into your awareness from your subconscious. Sensational Scorpios, you still have Jupiter in your 2nd house, and that's continuing on. And the 2nd house is about your finances and your value systems. So it might not just be money that you value. It might be some ideals, like, for example, you might believe that hard work is necessary, or you might believe in integrity. I hope these are things you believe in. But you might discover that there's a deeper aspect to these things. So, for example, on the hard work front, you might realise all of a sudden that working hard just doesn't necessarily always work. Sometimes it doesn't work. You can do all of this ton of work and it doesn't pay off. So it's about working smarter, okay? And you'll have some realisations about that. You also have Saturn and Pluto in your 3rd house of communications, siblings, and short trips. So Saturn and Pluto, they're like little bumps in the road that you have to deal with. So you might find, for example, you know, you've got this great drive to get things out there, and then things go wrong. You're doing a live stream, and then the live stream fails because you lose internet, like I did on the last one, in fact. And yeah, these are just some things that happen, and you have to roll with it. You know, just keep going. Don't give up just because something goes wrong. Saturn often gives delays and obstacles, but a delay is just a delay. You can overcome that, you know. So, and this could also affect you to do with your siblings, if you have any brothers or sisters, or people, friends, or people that are like brothers or sisters, like family members. Okay, there could be some bumps in the road with them. Okay, so let's now have a look at the psychological cards. Okay, sensational Scorpios for May 2019, and let's see what we come up with. Yes, so when I close my eyes around you, I see an ultrasound, like being pregnant. You're pregnant with the possibility of all the things that could happen, and how you could get things in your life manifested that you've been trying to manifest for simply ages. Okay, so, and some of you could be actually pregnant, but in terms of this, pregnant with possibility is how I would interpret. I can see this baby in utero, and the heart is pumping and strong, and this baby will be born in the future. And at sometimes it's necessary to retreat, okay? Relax. Don't try to do too much, especially if you're pregnant, okay? You can have a bit of a relax. So work out when you're feeling really inspired and motivated to do things. Thank you, Mars, because Mars is responsible for those get up and go type energies, and you want to take action. And that's great. And then balance it up with times of relaxation and rest, because we all need the appropriate amount of rest. Okay, so we get a storm. Now, this has got two meanings. Firstly, if you feel like you just want to keep on going and you don't want to stop, just remember that sometimes people can come down with viruses and things like that. And so like an infection, or, you know, you could stress yourself out so much from trying to get so much done that your immune system is compromised. So that's why rest and relaxation are very important in balance with work, okay? Hard work, but smarter work. Now, also, with this issue of Saturn and Pluto, with brothers and sisters and siblings, there could be some arguments. Okay, if an argument comes up in your family, retreat. You don't have to participate in the argument. They can have their say, whatever they want to say, and it's your job to decide how you respond. You don't have to get sucked in, because some people, they just start to argue because they like to argue, and if you don't argue back, they're just standing there looking like a fool. So if you see the situation coming, retreat, okay? And avoid those arguments. That's the better thing. But I think you're going to have a wonderful month in May, and so much great energy there for relationships in general. So if there's a few bumps in the road, that doesn't matter. You can just avoid them, okay? You'll see them coming and you'll go, I watched that live stream and that woman, Rose, she said, and you'll remember then, and then you can just leave the room, okay? Simple. You don't have to join in. Have a wonderful month, sensational Scorpios, and I will see you next time for your June horoscopes. Okay, bye for now.